Thank you so much for joining our event. And during the meeting, we had a lot of questions, and me and Carsten, my dear old friend here.
Hello, everybody. Yes, Nils.
Hello to you. Like to take the opportunity to answer these questions. And we have decided, so we can keep it short and effective, to divide it into parts, so we can continuously do this kind of event. And let's get started. Carsten, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm prepared for sure.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, Carsten. So one of the questions we got is it necessary or predictable that every safe components will bear a security level or a third-party approval?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. So for sure, nobody can predict it, but I think there will be a minimum basic requirement for each safety component to fulfill the requirements also with respect to security aspects. So that means probably there will be a demand on the market that each safety component will bear at least the minimum security level 1. I believe so, which ensures at least basic requirements as it is stated in the IEC 62443. But nevertheless, I think the user of the component, also the end user of the component, needs to add their, let's say, system-specific evaluation on top. This basic product third-party approval just guarantees some basic requirements, but the main aspects, nevertheless, needs to be realized on a system level.
Here I see something also. You're dividing everything into zones, like zone A, zone B, and so on.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of help to define these different zones?
Yeah, there are some guidelines available which are referenced in both standards, ISO 13849 and IEC 62061, which are describing this zoning model and also referring to other guidelines as well. And that is just one option or one idea how this may look like. For sure, you will find maybe also different other ways to solve these aspects. You can also, for example, try to integrate full security measures directly in the product. But the question is, does it really make sense? So again, here the question is how this can be realized on a system level. So what you need to ensure is that you have a controlled or authorized data communication from, let's say, non-safe to the safety-related products finally.
But is the regulation saying who is talking to who between this? Because I see that this firewall is included between when it seems like we're leaving one zone and going to another.
Exactly. The reason, this is an example, how is this described or guided for existing process plans? So this is obtained from a guideline we are using here in Germany, which is, let's say, adopted from many big suppliers for process industry, which can be used as a basis also for factory automation. So therefore, that is an established way to do it. Yeah.
It's just because when I look at a firewall, I think we know exactly what IP address is talking to which other IP address, and then we can also set a filter to make sure that only this specific communication is going back and forth on it between the zones.
That's one aspect which is realized by such firewalls, for example. Yeah. But nevertheless, there are also many other things which need to be regarded in addition. But that's at least one major or critical point which needs to be solved and can be solved by this.
Yeah. Also, I see that the PLS, that's where the CPU of the controller is located, right?
Yeah, right. It's the heart of the safety system, yeah.
How would we consider this? Perhaps this is going much into detail, but if we have a ProfiSafe application run by this PLS, this PLC on top, and then you have safe I/O nodes and unsafe I/O nodes.
That's right. So ProfiSafe has one big advantage because it has already implemented some basic security measures in the protocol itself. That helps for the qualification, but nevertheless you have to take into account, for example, also non-safe components like bus couplers and things like that, where you have access points from the user perspective. So also this components leads, and that was what I'm trying to explain before, needs to be evaluated on the system level later. So that means you put all these components together and see where do I have access points, where I have possibilities for a hacker, let's say, to attack, for example.
Okay.
So it's not just focused and limited to safety components finally.
No. Okay. I think we have at least touched this, but I think we will get back to this topic because this is so new.
Yeah, that's definitely, and I think that's really a challenging topic, and so for this, especially for this aspect, we are also offering a lot of service solutions. So I think especially your expert you have in your back office are able to guide and advise our customers how to come to an adequate concept, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for this one. So, next question, Carsten. Does the new machinery regulation differentiate between complete machines and partly completed machines? Interesting.
Yes, this both definitions are already known from, let's say, the existing machinery directive. Just to keep us updated, complete machine is typically a machine which is fulfilling 100% the so-called essential health and safety requirements as they are listed in the Annex 1. While, for example, a partly completed machine is not fulfilling 100% these requirements. A typical example of a partly completed machine might be a robot, industrial robot, for example, where all the guarding systems are still missing. This is an example for partly completed machines. And in the existing machinery directive, sometimes this caused confusions for what kind of machine type, is it complete machine or partly complete machine, which requirements are necessary, especially on the aspect of preparing a risk document, risk assessment document, things like that. And the new machine regulation tried to solve this in a way that they place new definitions. So they introduce the definition as machinery product. So machinery product covers all aspects of machines, partly complete machines, and also safety components. So whenever the machine regulation is talking about a machine product, they mean the complete range of the scope. But in the case where just originally talking about a machine, then really a mechanical machine is meant in the directive. So that the idea behind is that they can differentiate a little bit more clear as it was possible in the past by having this separation in the regulation now in the future. That's the idea behind.
But if I have like a machine that's doing thing X, whatever it is, and I have to buy a special feeder for this machine, would this feeder be this partly completed machine, or
that can be an example? Yes, right. The question is then what kind? Yes, the question what kind of information needs to be provided by this supplier of this partly completed machines, and that was not clear 100% in the past. There was, let's say, different views from different countries and different experts, and it is, let's say, now common state that, or stated in the new regulation, that also for this partly completed machines you need to provide a risk assessment and things like that. And the interface needs to be clearly defined and specified, so that it is possible for a system integrator to integrate this partly completed machine into an overall machine based on an existing risk assessment from this system, from this partly completed machine supplier, for example. Okay. So that's the idea, to clarify things which were not clear in the past, probably.
Yeah. And where can I find this information?
Yeah, from the official journal on the European Commission page.
Thank you for this one.